The BTS fandom is in turmoil after explosive rumors emerged that Seokjin, better known as Jin of BTS, has vanished without a trace, just days after completing his historic final solo concert in Amsterdam. But what's more shocking is the growing speculation that this wasn't a random disappearance, but a deliberate decision fueled by deep frustration and disappointment with none other than HYBE's founder himself, Bang Si-hyuk. While fans worldwide celebrated the emotional conclusion of Jin's tour, close insiders now reveal that behind the scenes, tensions were boiling. Sources allege that despite Jin's visible exhaustion, he was pressured to maintain appearances and push through 2 demanding performances in Europe, both of which were broadcast to over 80 countries. He didn't want to let fans down, but you could see it in his eyes, one Backstage crew member said. He was tired, not just physically, but emotionally. Something was breaking. Alarming reports now claim that Jin left Amsterdam immediately after the concert, skipping scheduled interviews and going completely off the grid. No airport photos. No fan sightings. No Weber's posts. Nothing. And what's worse, HYBE has remained completely silent. No statement. No confirmation. Just a vacuum. Fans are now pointing fingers at Bang Si-hyuk. Many believe this could be the result of long-buried tensions between Jin and the company. Was Jin fighting for more rest? Was he pushing back against a schedule he didn't agree with? Did Bang Si-hyuk ignore his pleas? The questions are getting louder, and the silence from HYBE is only adding fuel to the fire. Armies have begun demanding answers. Some even trended #WhereIsJin and #ProtectSeokjin alongside accusations that HYBE has once again prioritized profit over artist well-being. Bang Si-hyuk owes us a statement. One fan wrote, "You don't just lose Jin, you silence him." If true, this incident could mark a major turning point, not just for Jin, but for the entire K-pop industry. Because if someone like Jin, the most loyal, most respectful, most dependable member, feels pushed to the point of disappearing without a word, then something is terribly wrong. And now, all eyes are on Bang Si-hyuk. Will he finally break his silence? Or has he already lost the trust of the one person who stood by his side since day one? The world waits. And the silence only gets louder. The tension has now escalated beyond fan speculation. Reports have started to surface from those allegedly close to the inner workings of HYBE, anonymous former staff, industry insiders, and even overseas concert crew members. Their whispers paint a chilling picture of a growing rift. Jin's exhaustion wasn't just physical, it was deeply emotional. And the person at the center of it? Bang Si-hyuk. Once seen as a father figure to the boys of BTS, the man who built an empire on their shoulders is now being criticized as the very force pushing them to their limits. He looked different backstage. One unnamed stylist from the European tour confided to a Korean tabloid. He was smiling on stage, but once he stepped behind the curtain, it vanished. He sat down, didn't talk to anyone for a moment, and just stared at the floor. Moments like these are what fans are now rewatching in past footage, trying to piece together the truth hidden behind every forced smile and exhausted bow. And what's worse, there's no official denial from HYBE. No reassurance. No apology. Just silence, as if waiting for the public to move on. But ARMY isn't moving on. Social media has exploded with screenshots, past interviews, and emotional clips of Jin from earlier in the tour, each one dissected for clues. One video shows Jin laughing while joking about needing a 10-year nap after the tour. Another shows him pausing, looking at the crowd, as if he wanted to say something, before swallowing his words and smiling again. These moments, once brushed off as humor, now feel like coded messages, silent screams covered in stage lights and confetti. And while fans rally with love and concern, Bang Si-hyuk continues to appear at public events, music awards, business forums, industry panels, with no visible concern. In fact, some netizens are now spreading clips of Bang Si-hyuk allegedly laughing at a private function just hours after Jin's disappearance became a trending topic. If he cared, where is he? Read one viral post. You don't lose someone like Jin and pretend nothing happened. The disconnect is horrifying. The company that prided itself on protecting artists is now being accused of abandoning the one who gave them their start. Some former staff have even hinted at Jin's long-standing frustration with being treated as the reliable one who didn't need attention. He was always expected to be okay, one person wrote. He didn't complain. He didn't break down like others. So they stopped checking in. And now he's gone, not forever perhaps, but long enough for fans to realize just how fragile even the strongest can be. long enough for people to question how far is too far, and long enough to see what happens when someone who gives everything is given nothing in return. The question remains, where is Jin? And more importantly, will Bang Si-hyuk finally answer? Or will he let the silence speak louder than any apology ever could? Because now, that silence feels like a betrayal. The world may know Bang Si-hyuk as the genius behind BTS's meteoric rise, but today, his name is trending for a very different reason. As global headlines ask, where is Jin? The silence from HYBE's founder is becoming deafening. And the longer that silence stretches, the louder the fans become. IT started with worry, then confusion, then outrage. Now, it's bordering on heartbreak. Jin, BTS's eldest and often seen as the emotional anchor of the group, has not made any public appearance, statement, or online update since the final concert in Amsterdam. Not a single live, no airport photos, not even a vague staff post. For an artist whose relationship with his fans has always been defined by warmth and honesty, the complete vanishing act is not just unusual, it's alarming. What's fueling the fire is the overwhelming belief that this wasn't an accident, but a statement. And if it was, fans are asking, what drove Jin to this breaking point? The answer, many believe, lies in Bang Si-hyuk. According to inside sources and fans alike, there were signs, subtle but visible, that tension between Jin and the upper management had been simmering for a long time. From being left out of key company decisions to the relentless tour schedule immediately following his military discharge, Jin's recent career path reads less like a triumphant return and more like a sprint with no finish line. Fans remember the moment after the Amsterdam concert when Jin bowed low, longer than usual. Cameras caught him wiping his eyes. Some thought it was just the emotion of ending a tour. But now, it looks more like a goodbye. Not a dramatic one. A quiet, resigned one. The kind you only give when you've decided you're done waiting for someone to care. And where was Bang Si-hyuk during all this? Nowhere, not backstage. Not in the audience. Not on social media. This absence has not gone unnoticed. Comment sections are filled with screenshots of previous interactions between Jin and Bang Si-hyuk, some sweet, some strained. A particularly viral clip shows Jin joking about not being on HYBE's priority list anymore, as Bang Si-hyuk awkwardly laughs. What was once brushed off as a tease now feels like a cry behind a joke. Worse, some speculate that Jin's disappearance could be HYBE's own doing. Is he being silenced? Hidden? Protected? Controlled? The company has refused to release even a basic wellness update, leaving millions of fans in an emotional limbo, and in that silence, speculation thrives. Some believe Jin is recovering from a health crisis kept secret by the company. Others believe he escaped, a word used carefully but repeatedly, seeking peace away from the demands of fame and corporate obligation. Some believe he's not alone, that Jungkook might be with him, given his own recent absence from the spotlight. Whispers of the two sharing a quiet retreat are spreading like wildfire. Whatever the truth is, one thing is clear. HYBE, and especially Bang Si-hyuk, can no longer ignore the storm. Fans want answers. Not PR statements. Not rehearsed interviews. But truth. Transparency. Respect. The very values that BTS was built on. Until then, the world waits and prays that somewhere, Jin is safe, breathing freely, healing, even if that means he's done with the spotlight for good.